Hey there, Dr. Roscoff. There he is, folks. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Wow, that's nice.
Yes, I hear
It's so nice.
you.
It's like, talking to you is like being married to Lawrence Welk. Let me hit the record here.
Recording in progress.
All right, very nice. So, what have you been up to, young man?
Well, I was on a men's group earlier this morning and a
Aw.
posting party and a social media automation with AI workshop.
All, yeah, how, I swear to God, how much cocaine do you guys snort over there? Jesus Christ. I don't know how I don't know how any of you do what you do. It's just astounding to me. I mean, you're working, I don't know, you somehow have made each day worth about 47 hours and you work all 47 hours. Anyway, folks, let me do the sign in here somewhere. I rarely even do it anymore, but welcome to Mark Isaac Potter Presents. We're visiting today with the wonderful Kurt Roscoff, who I have compared to everyone famous and lovely in this known universe. Certainly, he's quite an amazing young man and does a lot for the world. Does a lot for our veterans and. Yeah, he's just an overall nice guy, in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. Probably am wrong. He's probably a he's probably an unmitigated bastard, but anyway. So I know, folks, we have very little time because Mr. Roscoff has a meeting with the Pope here in a few minutes, so he needs to leave quickly. Maybe I should start calling you Sir Roscoff. What do you want to share with us today, Dr. Roscoff?
Well, let's go in and build off of. You talk about famous people in this known universe. Let's talk about Martin Luther King Jr. and what he has provided in his legacy to disability advocates. And when I talk about the community of people with disabilities, I make sure we're including, all of the, major factions of the disability community, people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, the deaf community, blind community, people with physical diagnosis, those living in chronic pain, and everyone with goals of substance use reduction, which you were kind of talking into that space when I came in here, Mark. But
Yeah, I think I literally counted the other day 11 disabilities.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a show about it, obviously, because I do a show about everything. But uh, I've got quite a few, and I don't think the point of this video necessarily is for me to talk about all my disabilities. But what are your thoughts about the panoply of disabilities in the world and how I don't think people with disabilities are treated? They're certainly not treated in an equal way to the point where people, people don't notice or anything. And we don't get the same opportunities, I don't think either. So, what are your thoughts about all that stuff?
Well, I was talking to with a few gentlemen last week, but the one gentleman, he is a gentleman who identifies with a disability, and meeting with him, he talked about how he's doing some things with various groups and organizations, and he does things with a mantra that, you know, the lion's share what he does has nothing to do with his disability, and at the same time, it's helping him build this life functionally successful, you know, in spite of his disability, and to find those ideal things to, you know, functionally, you know, fulfill, you know, that interruption. You know, I guess I'll call it that. When you have a disability, because I would pose that a lot of what people with disabilities feel is really what I might say is the disability of everyone else. Because that's what I learned a dozen years ago. It was my lack of understanding universal design. It was my hopping into a meeting and learning about global public and inclusive infrastructure.
Okay.
And my opening up my time to learn about more assistive technology.
Yeah.
That there's so much that people that don't identify with the disability can, you know, grow their life through, and we can build this world, like back to Martin Luther King Jr., how he talked primarily from the racial perspective about how all of the races can come together, and children of all races, you know, are playing together. You know, we can think of that in terms of the functional space, you know, with any conversation about disability. And, you know, the gentleman last week said something I agree to. It's been, you know, something that's been declared, you know, many times, you know, in conversations I've been in the last 10 years, is that really everyone has a disability. You
Okay.
know, there's a sliding scale of disabilities, and, you know, we can be critical about any individual and start to mount up for any person how we could call that a disability.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, disability advocates are concerned that we don't muddy the waters of disability, because financially speaking, in terms of agency funding and so forth,
Yeah.
we do need a clear prescription in terms of who qualifies for disability services.
Well, yeah,
So
and
that's really
yeah.
where we get black and white. You know,
Well,
who's
it's
in
kind of like the loss
money.
of, to me, it's kind of like the loss of affirmative action. You know, the loss of funding
Well,
for
the idea
disability
is
programs.
there is a loss of affirmative action, but we don't have to say that affirmative action is lost, because we can appeal to the masses that in faith spaces, in volunteer organizations, in educational practices, in business, in all the fun things we do in life, like creating podcasts. You know, we can have affirmative action in all of the things we do. It doesn't have to be in those very specific cases where maybe politically we're advocating for affirmative action, or we're looking for government to practice affirmative action, or have it be a ruling thing in, you know, Uniform Commercial Code, you know, whatever it may be. We may want it in all those specific cases, but if it's not there, there's a lot of things we do in our waking moments, and I take the conversation to the point where I want to see it grow so much that people are dreaming in this way. You know, because I think that's so powerful to ask ourselves that when we dream, do our dreams include, you know, functionally all people?
Yeah.
Are we doing things where, you know, someone who's deaf or hard of hearing can participate? Are we doing things where wheelchair users can participate?
Well, and when you say hard of hearing, I think of that actress Mary Maitland, who really has done a lot over the last probably 30 years. She came into film at a time when it was unthinkable to have someone who was couldn't speak or couldn't hear or something on screen, and she's become a staple, at least to the point where when people see her on screen, they don't flinch anymore like they used to, you know, because she's been in the acting space for so many decades now. I'd like to see that for the rest of us. I mean,
so So my message is when I try to navigate my own transformation into this space, I realized it's like when I drive in my car and I look over at the rearview mirror and it says, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear.
Mm.
And that's really how I thought of the disability community, because when we let segregation live on to be alive and well, that's what happens. It's segregation. The lives of people with disabilities are over there and we're over here,
Mm-hmm.
but yet the disability community remains 1 in 4 people of our population.
Yep.
So it's like when you say affirmative action or integration,
Yeah.
that's the way it should look. We should look at our faith spaces, our volunteer events and activities, our personal professional development, what goes on in libraries, the whole thing, what goes in all government activities and employment, what goes on in the business community, and all the fun things we can do in life. It should be truly that we're confident 1 in 4 people participating, and that is provided to, and who's leading it. We have to look at people with disabilities are ready to be leaders. They're not always looking to be the objects of your charity. There's ADAPT that talks about piss on pity.
Okay.
T-shirts that say that on it.
Okay.
So this empowerment, and that's where I come in with the, preachings and the narrative of Martin Luther King Jr. If we take all of Martin Luther King Jr.'s narrative to the world, and now we think of disability advocacy, and disability advocates taught me this. I didn't come up with this. I just said that is so true. And MLK, truly, had this as part of his dream. He just was surrounded by people in our nation who just really needed him to get the racial issue on a shift.
Yeah.
So he just fell into that space to shift the racial
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
But for sure, people with disabilities were right there in his heart all along as well.
Well, and he did lots of other things too. I mean, he was dabbling into the economics of a middle class. Well, that's well put. I feel better now than I did before. Cheese whiz. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, very nice. I've tried to be a poster boy lately for some disabilities. The ones that are more in the closet. Like we did a show. Well, me and I often interview Gemini to do shows because Gemini is readily available to me. So I interview her about things. So we interviewed about something called, I can't remember the exact name, but it's a 4 or 5 word name, like recurrent behavior syndrome or something. And it's six disorders that have to do with things like picking scabs, pulling your hair, picking your nose, all those things. And they're very, and I thought, my life needs to be sacrificed for the common good as far as I'm concerned. So I noticed, I've been picking my nose all my life, picking scabs all my life. And one day on camera I picked my nose and I thought, well, I won't play that, or I'll edit that out. And then of course I said, why do that? Just leave it in there. So we left it in, and then I'm doing shows all day like you guys, so I got with Gemini in about a half an hour and I said, let's do a show on this. And of course she knows the real name of it and what the 6 disorders are, and the fact that Joan of Arc was the first one to pick her nose in public and all that. So I brought all that into my group, so that gave me, I think I have 2 of the 6, and then I have 5 or 6 mental illnesses and 3 or 4 physical disabilities, and a learning disability and dementia, and comes up. Yeah, so yeah, but I still get by. I'm in a lot of pain, and I really want to. One of the things that's like on the top of my list now, because pain seems to drive decision making when it's around. Like if you just got shot, you're not thinking about the lollipop you had last week. You know what I mean? So I'm in constant pain now, so I'm gonna, of course, try to start getting with chronic pain support groups, and interviewing people with chronic pain and like that. See what I can learn. I think those things psychologically alleviate some of the pain. Because you probably know lots of people with constant pain or chronic pain, so it's really kind of a. I mean, they're all upsetting, things, but chronic pain has its own thing. So I hear that you signed with McDonald's to be the next Ronald McDonald. That's kind of sweet. Are you going to give any of that money to your 200,000 501c3s?
Oh, absolutely. Project iHeart and Spirit of the Game Foundation, helpingpedia.org.
When Mr. Roscoff first learned about the phrase 501c3, he thought that it meant he had to start 501,000 nonprofits. And he's so efficient that he had to call the government in a week and say, can I be a 702 C3, because I've now created 702,000 nonprofits. They literally up there have a network of networks. So the next presidential candidate is going to go to Kurt and say, well, you're going to elect me or not? And he's going to go, I don't know. If you were only a little shorter, maybe, but yeah. You want to mention your next fundraiser so we can get on top of that? It's every 3 months. You guys do that Atlanta, Toronto, LA thing?
Yeah, it will be an ongoing telethon initiative. We actually have Stu Newmeyer with the Stu and Lori Variety Hour, the StuandLoriVarietyHour.com. They're doing a car giveaway, and we're doing a Monday Labor Day telethon.
Are you really?
So in true Jerry Lewis fashion.
That's coming up fast. Jesus Christ! Wow. Okay. That's very good. I just I was kind of surprised that you guys decided. And folks, you guys know that I tease constantly. It's not going to stop, no matter how much heroin you feed me. But you're welcome to try, because surprised that you guys decided to buy the island of Mozambique. It just seems too small for what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's got to be
I'm gonna have to make my exit.
All right. Give us your contact information. Tell us again about the next telethon, and then blitz out of here.
Okay. My telephone number, you can call and text me, 262-372-1754. My email address, Kurt, K-U-R-T, @spiritofthegame.org. And I do want to mention my SureTel relative, Jory Prudzinski. He is a gentleman living in chronic pain as well, and he heads up your Oasis for those living their journey through chronic pain, hopeandstill.org. Check it out, Mark, and everybody out there, hopeandstill.org. And the telethon again is through the Stu and Lori VarietyHour.com. There's a car giveaway. Do your acts of kindness. You qualify for the drawing of the car. And then we have our Jerry Lewis style telethon with Stu and Lori and the crew.
All right. Can you do every Monday morning at 9? Do you think? Do like a little blitz show like this?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Come back.
All right, and while you're sleeping tonight, remember that next time you do a show with me, give all the stuff much slower and repeat it. I know you got to go now, but slower and repeat it. All right, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. This has been me and him, and you know what. So we love you. Bye, bye, bye. All right. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Is this Mark?
This is Mark.
Hi, Mark. My name is Murad. I'm with Colonial Penn Bankers Life. And the reason for my call is to follow up on the request we received about the life insurance.
Uh,
Hello?
yeah, I'm here, and I actually decided that the life insurance was too expensive, so I'm not
Okay.
going to get it. But thank you for calling.
Well, I understand that, Mark. So the thing is that I'm with Bankers Life, which is a parent company to Colonial Penn. And the Colonial Penn has just only one product, which is like more expensive because it doesn't ask any health questions. But there are like products that just answering just simple health questions. You can qualify for that, and which is like way more affordable, like twice as
Okay.
cheap as the Colonial Penn.
All right. Give me your name again, please.
My name is Murad, M-U-R-A-D. So actually, I'm a local agent. I live in San Ramon. I'm going to be in your area this Wednesday. So are you more of a morning or afternoon person, Mark, so that I can get this information?
Murad, God bless you, brother. Let me do this instead. I want you to come on my TV show, my podcast, rather. The TV show, we can't do this. I want you to come on my podcast as a guest, a free show, and promote your business. And I will broadcast that out. I will broadcast that out to more than 100 million people.
All right, that sounds good. So what if we kind of book an appointment and like discuss all of this with you, and then I can talk to my managing director to see what he says. So that
Okay. All right. So
are you
good.
more of a morning or afternoon person?
No, well, here's the thing. I got 6 slots open. You can do this any day. You don't have to be around here because we're going to tape it on Zoom. So,
Okay, I got it.
all right. So here's the drill. We have the following times: 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
Okay, Mark. Okay.
Which one do you
yeah,
want?
So regarding the podcast, you said?
Yes.
So I have to check it, like with my managing director.
Right.
But the thing is that we can. So I have like kind of a lot of questions to you regarding that. So why don't we like book an appointment? So like for half an hour, 45 minutes, so that we can discuss and I can bring you the information about the life insurance and you can give information about your podcast, and so we can go forward from that point.
All right. All right. I'll do it your way. For Christ's sake, you people always want everything your own goddamn way. No matter what I give you, you want everything your own fucking way. So let's do it your way. When do you want to meet? Afternoon. I'm an afternoon person. I'm an afternoon person. So let's do 1 p.m., 2 p.m., or 3 p.m. sometime this week at your convenience. All right.
Yes,
Boy,
2 p.m. Wednesday?
I was one of the pushiest salesmen in my company, and you're 700 times more pushy than I ever was.
I'm sorry, Mark.
You're a goddamn cocksucking bastard, but I'll meet with you anyway. All right, you're down for 2 p.m. Wednesday. You can shut up now. You got what you want, Murad.
So where are we gonna meet?
You tell me. I'm not leaving Fremont. I'm not leaving
Yeah,
Fremont.
okay,
So you either come to my house or you take me out for
what is
coffee
the
to
address?
Starbucks.
What is the address that I...
4141
Okay.
Deep Creek Road.
Deal Creek?
Deep, D-E-E-P. Next
Creek
word,
Road, okay.
next word, creek, C-R-E-E-K.
Okay.
Next word, road, R-O-A-D.
Okay.
There's something called the letters of the alphabet. You'd be fascinated.
Yes. Yeah. So it's 41 Deep Creek Road, right?
No, sir, no. 4141 Deep Creek Road.
Okay, 4141. Okay. I got it. I got it.
Murad, if you want to get here carefully, you have to listen to me for a minute. I'm in space 97. So when you come in the gate, this is a mobile home park. When you come in the gate, you'll immediately hit a stop sign. Make a left. Go down 2 streets to Florence.
Okay.
Make a right on Florence, and it's a very short street. I'm number 97 on that street.
Okay. Is this a house or apartment?
It's a mobile home park. Mobile home.
Okay. I got it. All right, Mark. Yeah. I took the notes of that. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you a call when I reach there, or before I reach there, just in case I don't find. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. Yeah. Have a good one. Yeah. I will see you on Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Mm. Mm. No, these other ones got ruined probably. Mm. That's okay.